You mentioned, you touched on reserves and the level of reserves. Over recent years, there's been a lot of comment about the level of reserves within the council, and the council's been suffering pressures over many years that have resulted in a reduction in reserves. Am I right in thinking that the current level of reserves is around the minimum level of capital reserves that are or levels that are required or are safe? Get that one out of the way first. Is that right, Alison?
I think as we stand currently, yes, but we are facing this financial year as a significant overspend, which would reduce those reserves to below where we're comfortable. Our forecasted they will probably reduce to around about 2.5% in terms of our budget risk and general fund reserve, which is less than our desired levels, which are between 3 and 5.
So it's our budget risk reserve that's going down to zero? Councillor Schenker, you've made quite a few points in relation to reserves over the last few years, and now you're proposing to take the budget risk reserve down to zero.
I'll give you my position on reserves, Councillor Poulter, and if you read the budget papers, there's a contribution to reserves of just over £4 million. £4,187,000 to be exact, because that's the responsible thing to do, to rebuild our reserves. What's historically happened,
why do you take it out in the first place?
What's historically happened, let me get to that, Councillor Poulter. So when you lost control of the council earlier this year, Cllr Poulter, we did a thorough review of the council's finances. The Q1 outturn report, which I'm sure you've read, and then the Q2 outturn report, again, which I'm sure you read. The inherited position from your administration, Cllr Poulter, was around £6 million overspent.
With a safe level of reserve.
6 million. No, it's not with a safe level of reserve. Where do you think overspends go?
You've just heard that.
Alison's just told you it's that overspend that takes money out of the reserve. You do really need a couple of lessons in the council's finances, and I wonder if Councillor Holmes refused your offer to take on the job last year, which resulted in you removing him from the cabinet. So you need to listen to me. The budget risk reserve goes to zero only
because you're allowing it to do so.
Your overspend, the overspend that we inherited, if that stays at the levels it is, the budget risk reserve goes to zero. We're proposing to put money into the budget risk reserve. I hope that helps you, Councillor Poulter.